Today we stand at an enriching crossroads where the discipline of the law meets the art of leadership. They go together. No matter how learned you are, no matter how intelligent you are, no matter how good at what you do, if you are not disciplined, you are nothing. You will not succeed. You will never succeed with indiscipline. Because being disciplined keeps you focused, keeps you on your toes, keeps you hardworking, and keeps you aspiring to be the best that you possibly can. So it's not just the arms and security forces who should be disciplined, like we used to think many years ago. As we know, the discipline starts at home, and there is a reason for it. If you are disciplined, people respect you. You deliver better and more efficiently, particularly in our legal profession. This is a meeting that challenges us to pursue justice with integrity and visionary foresight. Distinguished students, the law is more than a collection of statutes or abstract principles stored in legal textbooks which you are currently learning. It is the living framework that safeguards our rights and the foundation for a fair society. Leadership is the compass that guides us in interpreting and applying this framework, ensuring that every legal decision reflects our society's highest values and uplifts our communities. Your choice in legal practice is diverse. Wherever you are, whether you're a judge, you're a legal practitioner, you're an advocate, or lawmaker, your role extends beyond interpreting legal codes. You will shape the ethics, fairness, the future, and more importantly, the progress of this country. In the Gambia, our legal heritage is interwoven with the aspirations of our people. From our history, though checkered history, we see a legacy of resilience, fairness, and service. As you immerse yourselves in legal studies and prepare to take your places in courtrooms and your communities, remember that your work will shape how justice is rendered and how leadership is exercised in our nation. It is a huge responsibility which must never be taken lightly. I will explore, therefore, how ethical leadership can transform the law from a static set of rules into a dynamic force for social progress, inspiring both respect for tradition and an appetite for innovation. Leadership in law demands an unshakable commitment to justice, to integrity, and having vision. You are not simply learners of legal concepts and Latin maxims. You are stewards of justice who will be entrusted with the responsibility to make law a force for societal good. Effective leadership in our noble profession is built on 3 pillars, I can say. Firstly, a leader in law must be unwavering in his or her adherence to fairness, must be able to navigate legal dilemma with honesty and principled judgment. He or she must be a person of integrity. I will stop here again. These are the values of the legal profession. These are the values that we must underline and we must insist on. Otherwise, what do? We bring down the integrity of the legal profession. As a lawyer, when one lawyer does what they ought not to do, they take down the whole reputation of the lawyers. Because many people, even in our societies, will say, oh, the lawyers. So everybody is tarnished with that brush. Make sure you are not the cause of that. Make sure you will never be the cause of that. No man is perfect. No man is perfect, but we try to live by the values that we were brought up with. Not before you come to the school. At home, the values of honesty, the values of decency, the value of hard work, commitment to what you do. Because you are no longer children. If you were, I wouldn't bother. But you are no longer. So there's certain things you leave behind, and it's time to be responsible. The future of the legal profession is in your hands, and you mustn't drop the flag. Competition is good in positive things. When you compete each other, don't compete each other to achieve the highest marks. Compete to be the best lawyer possible. Compete to be the most honest lawyer. Compete to be the most principled lawyer. Compete to be the hardest working lawyer who serves his community. Not always for money. Money will come. Don't worry about that. Money will come. Many people are they want to go into the legal profession because they want to earn. Sure, you will earn a living, but not at the expense of justice. Not at the expense of your reputation and your integrity. It takes years to build it, and it takes to lose it. Just like that, one wrong move and it's gone. And getting it back will be a lifetime struggle. So when you go into the legal profession, you go into it the right frame of mind, and you will never be disappointed.
Let me begin by congratulating the IOU Law Students Association for successfully organizing and concluding what you have rightfully described as a historic election. You will be challenged not only by the technical demands of legal discourse, but by the growing complexities of the society you are meant to serve. The expectations of your colleagues, lecturers, and the wider IOU community are justifiably high. In light of this, permit me to humbly offer a few legal and ethical guideposts that I hope will shape your tenure meaningfully. Uphold the rule of law within. Know that the university remains committed to supporting the lawful and strategic growth of students and all the bodies such as yours. Upholding the rule of law within. Start by being constitutionally faithful to your own association's laws. Let your tenure be a model of procedural fairness and transparency. Leadership is tested not only in comfort, but in how you treat disagreements and dissent within the ranks. Promote a culture of legal scholarship. Use your time to advance rigorous intellectual activity, debates, legal clinics, workshops, and partnerships that connect the theory to practice. The study of law must not be an abstract. It must transform the society. Leadership must reflect the aspirants of all students. Ensure that no voice is marginalized and no member feels disenfranchised. I hereby declare the handing over ceremony officially opened.
Those of you that will soon assume positions of leadership in the law faculty, that you should brace up to the challenges We should also know that it is not an easy responsibility. We should know the attributes that are really required of leaders. We should know that you should be conscientious. You should be visionary. You should be disciplined and lead by example. It is not that you've been elected into a position of leadership and then you believe that it is an opportunity to show how powerful you are. Leadership is all about service. And it's very important that you understand that and be prepared to serve. Principally the university itself and the students. Always remember that you are to act as a link. You are just a linkage. You are just like a middleman or middleman, as the case may be, between the university and the student, or the students, as the case may be. It's very important that you understand that you are to act as a link that holds the university and the students. And always try to liaise with the appropriate authorities in ensuring that the peace that we have, in ensuring that the understanding and the good working relationship that have really existed between the students and the management, that relationship is sustained. For those of you that are coming in to assume positions of leadership, for you to understand that it's also very important to carry the students along. Always try to liaise with them as well. And no, it's not really to impose your own views and whatever you want to do on the students. Always try to carry them along so that we will continue to have peace.
It is truly a great honor for me to be invited by this very important organization, that is the Law Student Association of International Open University, to its handing over ceremony. So as budding lawyers and those who carry not only knowledge but responsibility, this understanding of what human rights entails gives you clarity to see injustice where others are blind to it. It also gives you courage to speak up when it's easier to stay silent. And most importantly, understanding human rights gives you purpose to become protector of dignity in all spheres of your life. Democracy, development, rule of law, and respect for human rights and fundamental freedoms are interdependent and mutually reinforcing. Democracy aims to achieve several objectives, and among them are to preserve and promote the dignity and fundamental rights of the individuals, to achieve social justice, to foster economic and social development of the community, to strengthen social cohesion, among others. Also, democracy and human rights enhances national stability and also create a climate that is favorable for international peace. Some governments, as we all know, are deliberately weakening independent checks on their powers. They are suffocating criticisms, thereby dismantling democratic oversights and ensuring long-term rule with negative impact on people's rights. So we have seen this. Fortunately for us, there has not been self-perpetuation of the leadership of the association, and that is why we are having a smooth transfer of power. There is no gainsaying that human rights drive sustainable development. We cannot talk about economic advancement in the absence of the rule of law, in the absence of the recognition of democratic values. So where fundamental rights and freedoms are respected, society becomes more inclusive, resilient, and innovative. On the other hand, where rights are violated, development is retarded and inequality is deepened. Furthermore, it should be noted that promoting and protecting fundamental rights and freedom is not only the business of government. Although we are told that the government is the principal duty bearer when it comes to the promotion and protection of human rights, but there are several other stakeholders, and you and I are really part of those stakeholders. So it involves several stakeholders, and each of the stakeholders plays a crucial role in challenging injustice, exposing human rights abuses and violations, while at the same time championing legal reforms. We must build strong institutions and to avoid a replica of the 22 years of dictatorship perpetuated by the former government. We must not only guarantee human rights on paper, but enforce human rights in practice. Only then we can truly honor those who suffered under injustice, and only then we can build a future that is very fair, that is inclusive, and that is grounded in the principles of justice for all. Because we have to remember that the enjoyment of human rights is also threatened around the world. And as we continue to see troubling signs, the rise of intolerance, the shrinking of the civic space, silencing of dissent, among other rights violations, in such times, as burdened lawyers, we must stand united and defend human rights. We must speak up for those whose voices are suppressed, but we must also stand in solidarity with those that are fighting for their freedoms. Most importantly, we must remember that the freedom that you and I are enjoying today was earned through the struggles of others, and this must be safeguarded for generations yet unborn. The promotion and protection of human rights is not optional. This is essential. It is the cornerstone of democracy. It is the engine of development and the essence of our very shared humanity. In this regard, we must work together with common objective to create a Gambia where the rights are respected, voices are heard, and every man, woman, boy, or girl live in dignity, freedom, and justice. I wish to congratulate the coming executive and wish them all the very best in their endeavor, but also to thank the outgoing executive for their services.